first off, I guess Dark. What do you have for us?
I have a little series. I have KonoSuba, and a explosion on
Yeah,
this
nobody knows
wonderful
that
world.
series.
Yeah, a
It's
little known series. You might be saying to yourself, "Wait a minute, why this is a different title? What the heck?" Yeah, this is the Mega
yeah.
Mean spin-off.
Yeah.
Did you
By the
watch the
way,
new movie
Um,
Dark, by the
nobody,
way?
nobody know
I did
like half.
not. I
Oh,
did not catch up on
you,
that.
you need to watch that movie. It's pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure I still need to watch one of the seasons, if I'm not mistaken. Was there a
By the
season
way,
3?
no. There's an upcoming season 3 that's like gonna be similar timing as
Oh,
this,
okay,
right?
so
With
then never mind. I
another.
just
Yeah.
need to see the movie then.
Yeah, yeah. So by the way, for those of you who are other like, I don't think most people know like the proper title of this series. Like 99% of people just call it Konosuba Megumi spinoff or like the Megumi series. So that's how we're gonna refer to this series. By the way,
Yeah.
so which studio is this? This
Uh,
is
this
I think we
is
talked
Studio
about this.
Drive.
Right, Drive was the one who actually covered the movie and everything else, and they were the main people who are helping
No,
JC
they didn't.
staff drive it up, right?
No. I'm pretty sure if they did it, then I'm pretty sure they were the ones that
I thought that most of the people here were like the people who were helping
no,
JC
so they're
staff writing the case
doing
or whatever.
oh, I mean maybe they were helping JC staff, but they weren't
Yeah,
like
because there
Drive was
was
not
like
the
comment
main
during our
studio
previews. Yeah. Yeah.
on
They
it.
weren't under like Drive Studios at the time, but like the people here were the people who were helping before with like
Yeah.
Konosuba. Yeah.
And you know, they do a good job.
Pretty decent.
Yeah, so like there's like certain parts that look really good, but then they have like, you know, Dean-esque like really fucked up stuff going on at times, which I guess, you know,
What do you mean by
is
that? Like,
series
because of the
appropriate.
cast or like what? Because of the cast size? Or
It's no, I mean it's just like certain like scenes it's just like this is not very shiny, you know? um so there are some questionable parts, but
what do you
I
mean by
mean
not very
nothing.
shiny?
I mean, there's just parts where you're like, I get that you were going for like a comedic like part here, but this kind of just like does not
Bit too
does
cheesy.
not look very good. like like this is a little too exaggerated. Like these characters are starting to like again, this is starting to look like some Dean shit. Um so yeah, so that aspect's not too hot. But other than that, which has been like relatively minor in certain parts, but overall like it's still definitely like a better looking series than fucking like season 1. So, you know, not a high bar, but still. Um and yeah, so this one is Konosuba, but it goes essentially it's the prequel where it's Megumin starting out in her school in the like the Crimson Demons village. Um and it starts out the first few episodes of kind of her just like navigating the school or navigating like through that school. Um and then I guess without giving like too much away, like it gives the backstory of why Megumin wants to be an explosion mage, why she becomes one, and sort of the way that explosion magic is kind of looked down upon and why. Then obviously she graduates, and then it seems like the series is more so taking a step of like essentially like her going through certain places that they go to in Konosuba, like the main.
Yes.
For example, recently, like she visits the village that worships Aqua and Eris, the two goddesses.
Keep
And there's
forgetting
like,
that
you know,
Aqua
a
is a
mini arc
goddess.
there. Huh?
I keep forgetting Aqua is a goddess.
Yeah, she's the useless goddess, dude. How do
Yeah,
you
I keep
forget?
forgetting. Because Eris is more important.
Hmm? Well, yeah,
Eris
but I
is
mean,
everyone's
Eris is
favorite.
only really more important because because Kazuma like took took Aqua out of her position essentially. You know, they were pretty even. But yeah, so like that's kind of where the show is at, sort of conceptually. So it's just more of a world exploration, it seems,
Hmm.
for the most part.
What do you mean by world
Um,
exploration? Are you talking about literally like Majin Tabi Tabi, Kino Tabi stuff, or are you talking about like, are they trying to really kind of make it some sort of like Star Wars prequel kind of thing? Like, what are they going here?
so
What's the
there's like some prequel stuff as like the shit that Megumin gets up to. Some of it is alluding to the main series. There are some parts where like she has her fortune told, and you do see like silhouetted Aqua, Kazuma, and what's her name with Megumin. Um, and so like there is like some of that foreshadowing slash like prequel setup stuff, but a lot of it is more so like that, I guess, like Kino no Tabi-esque like thing where she's kind of going from place to place after her village and just encountering
Oh, so it's like
locals and
Monster du
odd
Jour
jobs
kind of.
happening.
Yeah, okay. So it's like the
Yeah,
Adventure du Jour kind of thing.
yeah. And so that's been that's been fun. That's been pretty good.
Is it split up in episodes or mini arcs? What's happening?
So there are mini arcs, and then yeah, actually no, yeah, it is mini arcs because nothing has really been one episode yet. Like
Okay.
everything's usually been 2 or 3 so far. Um and yeah, I'm not really
How
sure
many
where it's
episodes?
gonna end,
How many
realistically.
episodes were given to sort of, if any, were given to introducing any of the characters, or was it literally just like, yeah, Megami, let's go? Megami,
Um
Chris, like, or not
so
Chris, but like
the
the other like random agents. We got in
first
here. Let's go.
episode kind of introduces Megumin.
Okay.
It mostly introduces Megumin and Union though, like more so
Yes.
in media res in a way where like shit's already going on. It is very much under the assumption that you know these characters already. This is not
Uh-huh.
a starting point to essentially get into
This is just for
Konosuba.
like the fans who are like, oh,
Especially
I want to see
yeah,
Megami in the
this is
anime.
yeah, this is I want to see the Megumin like, her story before anyone showed up essentially.
Okay.
Um and her becoming a mage. And so, like, right now, her story is more so trying to find the explosion mage she met when she was younger and saved her,
Mhm.
and her basically her inspiration for becoming an explosion mage. Um, and that's kind of really it. There's not like a lot going on in that sense. I want to say I don't believe the main series explained her cat Chamusuke at all. And this does. So this very much gives his backstory and lets you know exactly what that is.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I mean this is for people who are already fans. This is for people who are like, I want the Konosuba comedy, but I want to see what Union and Megumin were getting up to before her adventure really kicked off and how she got
Right.
started.
Right. How's the OPED, by the way? Just doing a real quick track back to the audiovisual stuff. How's OPED?
The OP is fine. The OP is pretty standard. Good
What's the
song,
Megami
but
OP again?
visually
Yes,
it's
okay.
pretty standard. Huh?
What is the opening again? Is
The
like
opening is called "Stay Free" by Machiko.
stay free. Okay. Oh, Machiko. Okay, good. Okay,
Yeah,
nice. All right.
the big kicker I think is the ED. I think the ED is very very fun because the ED is "Jump In" by Megumin and Union credited,
Oh,
which is Rie
nice. Yeah,
Takahashi
that's fun.
and Akito Isagi.
Hmm.
Um, and that ED is very good because that ED is a like crayon slash chalk esque
Yeah,
drawing of
it's
them.
like a
Like,
children's book kind of thing.
yeah, it's a very cozy. It's a very very cozy ED. And it's very fun. So I think that was kind of the highlight there. Uh, and as far as like plot progression goes, I don't really know a lot about the light novel. itself, but I don't really think it matters. If I'm going to be honest with you, you know, like scrolling through Mall earlier, I saw one of the top things was like not recommended. 3 episodes in, and we have almost no plot progression, which is concerning in an LA in a light novel series, since they usually adapt these faster than the manga. And it's like, bro, do you know what this is? Do you know what Konosuba is? Like, what the fuck do you mean plot progression? When they talk about the
Yeah.
Demon Lord, do you think that's going to happen anytime soon? Do
Yeah,
you
or
think that
like
even matters?
not the sort of part of the charm in a sense of Konosuba is that there are no real villains, right? It's literally like the cast
Yeah,
tripping over
everyone's just
themselves.
fucking
That's the part.
stupid. Like,
Yeah, that's the whole
everyone is
charm.
stupid,
There's no
everyone is
villain or
awful.
demon rule or a serious thing to really take care of.
The
That's
way I describe, I think when a like way I would describe the cast of Konosuba would be like looking at like either like Seinfeld or Always Sunny shit. Like they're like not
trends.
accomplishing like anything. They're awful. They just get like progressively worse as people half the time. And like there's almost no stakes in what they're doing.
Right.
What about the soap guy? Wasn't he evil?
That's true. But still, like there's no really like I don't know. It's like when villain stuff happens, like yeah, there might be like one mini serious arc every now and then, but that's like you're not watching this for like world progression, like plot shit. You're watching this for like character, like well, first of all, you're watching this for like really just lowbrow in some cases, like comedy, very like you know, you're looking at this at like for sitcom shit and some romance stuff every now and then, and just like yeah, that's about it. Like you're not really like you should not be getting into this for like plot
and even
progression.
and even like the rom-com stuff, people are like, oh, but like things are happening with Megumi. Like, yeah, maybe like every 6 like volumes like of light novel, the
Well,
author will throw
supposedly
you
it
like a
popped off.
slightly bone.
Like supposedly that pops off in the movie and then beyond. Because
I
spoiler
mean,
alert, apparently like that is official. Like her and Kazuma are a couple in the
yeah,
ongoing series at this point.
like
So
they're it's like it goes to like a level, but it's not like um how do I say this? It's
I
not
mean, this
like a
isn't even like a
continual kind of
rom com, like a typical like rom com series to begin with. Like this is not.
thing.
This is not in the
Well,
sense of
I
like
say it has a decent number
there
of
are
like your standard
trappings,
like
but
yeah the trappings, the harem, the
there are
rom-com like
there's
trappings.
the harem rom com trappings, and then there's
But
obviously
it's
the
not
rom com
too
like
dependent
development.
upon them. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
not too
mean it's
dependent.
still focused on them going on an adventure ultimately anyway.
The
And
comedy
the
stuff.
adventure is the comedy and the sort of again, these situations that they get into, the people they meet and the places they go more than anything.
Mhm.
So I think if you're going into this expecting like major plot developments, first of all, like how could there possibly be major plot developments when this is literally a fucking prequel and Megumin has not met Kazuma yet? And by the time
Yeah.
she meets him, it's not like she is an actual master of fucking explosion magic. The way she meets him is blowing shit up and still passing out immediately. Like, so there's not going to be like a massive progression in that sense. However, there are other characters that she meets. There are other things that have happened so far. There are hints that she is going to meet the explosion mage that she had met a while ago, or at least chase her trail and eventually learn about her and things like that. So there's going to be definitely like character development for Megumin that you would not really have otherwise and would enhance the character going forward. But again, this is not like she's not going to kill the demon lord by the end of this because that has not happened in the fucking main series. So
Yeah,
why would that
exactly.
happen?
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that the demon lord is, for all intents and purposes, is her cat to begin with. Like that is Jamuska. So, you know, it's
Yeah.
it's an interesting thing. I obviously, again, I wouldn't recommend it for people who are like looking for something that is like a longer, very serious series.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because just because of the general popularity of Megumin in general, and again, also at the same time, how Takahashi Rie herself um popped off after Megumin. I mean, she was pretty popular. She was somewhat popular before Megumin too, but like after Megumin, after Karakai Jozu, whatever it was, right? Um Teasing Master Takagi-san, right? And then all the other stuff. She really kind of became a huge name, and that kind of became a positive feedback loop, right? And I was thinking kind of to myself that if there was any spin-off series that would potentially come close to replicating what Magi Sinbad, the Boken, Sinbad's Adventures did, right? With like Magi Sinbad being more popular than Magi now for X reasons, mainly because Sinbad is an awesome character, right? And Magi had a really bad ending. But I was thinking that if there was any other series that would replicate that sort of nature where the spinoff could end up sometime in the future potentially becoming slightly more popular than even like the main series, it would be like this. Just because
So
Megumin is a popular brand.
it's definitely possible, but I would say this feels supplemental,
Hmm.
in the sense that, you know, like you're not getting everything that you do get with just Konosuba to begin with. I think Megumin definitely plays better off of a lot of characters, which means that, you know, I feel like she plays better off of the main cast of Konosuba to begin with. Granted, her and Union play off each other really well, but there are sequences where it is just Megumin, which is good.
Hmm.
It's still very good. It's just like if I was to say a series that would surpass baseline Konosuba, I would say like a after story where it's like just Kazuma and Megami traveling. I
Is there
think
one of that?
that would surpass Konosuba. What?
Pretty sure there are side stories that involve them. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean like I think like that like a couple of fucking like just goobers traveling would be probably the thing to surpass it. Because it kind of gets there now with just her and Union. Um and I think it does it very well. I just again, I think this is very supplemental, more than it is that sense of like Magi to Sinbad, because this also has a very hard endpoint. Like this cannot keep going because eventually it has to
Yeah,
catch up to
eventually, yeah,
where
because it's a
the
prequel.
story
That's
comes,
the
which is not even all that far off to begin with. Like
Mhm.
is not like it's decently far off, but it's not like that far off, right? Like it's I think it's only like 1 year before she meets Cosmo at this point, if that. So
Yeah,
like,
I think that's also a slight difference between this and like something like Magi Sinbad because Sinbad,
it's not like
it was
running in
literally like we
parallel or
had an
something.
entire thing of like, yeah, we had an entire thing of like raising a nation, and like Sinbad obviously had Sinbad's adventures, like all these different adventures. But like while Megumin also does have adventures which are outlined in like the spin-off, it's like the timeline itself is much stricter. It's like just before she meets Cosmo for sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it has a very hard stopping point, and which again is fine. Like I think what it is very very good for a Konosuba fan.
yeah.
Um, again,
What do
I
you
would
think
just
about the
say
audiovisuals?
I think the
I
audio
know.
visuals are good. I think they do get a little shaky in some parts, but it's really not
Yeah,
that big of a deal or anything. I
it's
don't
weird because
think.
it's like to me, it's like it's good, but like I keep like when I sometimes see like I don't know like Megumin and like parts of more like background shots or like like some parts of like the opening, right? Where like all like the different red mages are like grouped up. I keep like kind of seeing shades of sort of the original season 1 Studio Dean kind of faces in them. Am
That's what
I
I was
kind of
saying. Yeah, it's like part of it does feel very Dean. So there are, like I said, there are definitely parts where it's like, yeah, this could use a little bit more shine to it, a little bit more polish.
Uh-huh.
Um, but you know, it works. I would
Right.
hope the main winds up getting a little bit more to it. Otherwise, we're waiting to see if like they do any major retoolings with the BDs.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's not like downright bad or anything. So I
Mhm.
How do you feel
can't really
about
say that.
Megumin's family?
I think her family's great. I think it makes a lot of sense for her character, for her family to be like weird, broke, fucking scam artists.
Are there any new characters that you specifically like, or is Megumin the strongest one in the series as usual?
Yeah, Megami is definitely the strongest. I mean, Megumin and Union are like they're the mains essentially.
Union was like had like outsides like branding. I mean, like as a person who like read the light novel and stuff like that, I think Union was like a really good character, even like just looking at it from like the main series, the main light novels, like when Union and like Kazuma interacted and stuff like that. I liked Union quite a lot, but like obviously this spinoff takes her to a new
Yeah,
different level.
she gets a lot more work just because, you know, she gets to be well, in general, like since she's more present, she gets to be way more of like a straight man for the series. So,
Right, right, right.
like there is that which again has been very very fun. Uh there's what is it? There's like an ongoing bit in particular where it's like Union can't kill like any of the cute creatures or whatever that like would give them experience because, you know, keep in mind Konosuba still runs off of an RPG as like its world. So
Mhm.
they have skill points, they have like stat points that they have to put their skill points into and everything. Um but like, you know, Union can't bring herself to kill all like the cute woodland creatures that they're supposed to be killing
Right.
in order to level up. Whereas Megumin is just ruthless and immediately will kill anything that will get her experience. Um, so you know, there's like running gags with that, especially with like a duck. There's like some kind of duck where what is it? It's like a duck that grows like a green onion on its back,
Mhm.
and in order to make a potion in class at one point, Megumin is like implying that she has to kill it to make the potion. But then she just takes the onion off of its back, and Union was like, "Oh man, well, you really had me going there for a second. I thought you were gonna kill this cute thing." And then someone else goes, "Yeah, I really thought you were too, because like they're rare and they give a lot of experience." And then Megumin immediately breaks its neck, like on the table. So there's like running gags like that where again, Union is the more good, genuinely good natured straight man in this world of like just absolute degenerates and freaks.
Yeah, the red mages, right? Exactly.
And then, you know, and then like Megumin goes to the city that worships Aqua, and then she is like the least degenerate person there, reacting to people who are just even more insane. So
Right.
that is
I
still
think
the
I think
dynamic of the series.
I think it helps that the series probably kind of like sharpens slash enhances the specific like uh attractive in a sense character personality quirks of both Megumin and Union, and kind of again elevates it beyond just like, oh, I'm just like a precocious like red mage who wants to cast explosion spells, right? Which was sort of like the general, which is the general shtick of someone like Megumin or like Union. It's like, oh, I'm just like clumsy and nice kind of person. It kind of elevates them beyond those kind of base character setting.
Yeah.
So,
And again, it especially gives you a lot more and a lot of good context going back into the main series.
hmm yeah, okay.
So
So,
yeah, overall I would say A plus.
nice. What score would you
Very
give
good.
it? What Mal score would you give it?
Miles score? I would probably give it like an 8, you know? I would
What's
feel
a
like an
9
8.
then? What's it better than and what's it worse than?
What's it worse than? I would say it's probably worse than like Konosuba season 2 and very likely the movie when I watch it. Like it's probably not as good as those, but you know, I mean, it's
Good to have
better than a
everything.
lot of things. Like it's better than a lot
Yeah,
of series.
pretty good.
Um
Okay. Anything
But
else? Any
yeah,
last
yeah,
words?
very very fun. I would not recommend starting with this as I said before. I would definitely not recommend starting Konosuba with this. This is not a starting point.
Okay. All right. Well, pretty good. Again, this was the Megumin spin-off. I believe the full English name is Konosuba, an explosion on this wonderful world, I think. Right? An
Yeah.
explosion. Yeah, an explosion in this wonderful world. Okay, I did get it right. God damn, I hate these names sometimes. Sorry. Um, but yeah, it is Konosubarashi Sekai ni Bakuya no. So this is the Megumin based spin-off. It also has Union, obviously. But it is a spin-off of Konosuba. If you guys are more interested in this, please read this as well as the upcoming, right? Season 3 and the movie as well.